Why? Okay, I think this mirror had a mirror here, but I don't think that's the move anymore. Yeah, she is not the move. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into the video. Here are 5 things I wish I knew before I started college of any kind. And now that I am in grad school, best believe I am using all of these practices all the time. Every single week, every single day, babe. Every single day. So a little bit about me. I did start off in a community college just because I could not afford to go to a 4-year university, and that's okay. Truthfully, I am actually so happy that I did not go to a 4-year university straight out of high school, just because where I thought I wanted to go to college in high school was not the place that I ended up going to college, if that makes sense. So like I wanted to go to college A in high school and I was like, oh my god, I want to go there, blah blah blah. It was really only because all my friends at the time were going there. And newsflash, I'm actually not close with any of those people anymore. Maybe I still would be if I went there, but things happen, things change. So I went to a community college local to me and I was able to save a lot of money. By the time that I actually went to a 4-year university to complete my undergraduate degree, I was fortunate enough to actually qualify for financial aid. When I was in high school, I did not qualify for financial aid at all, and that was really stressful to me because I was just an 18-year-old with literally $0 to my name. And I don't know if you guys know this, but college is really expensive. And even at the CSUs that are typically the more affordable price, they are also so extremely expensive now. I don't know how people do it without help from their parents, help from scholarships, or even like, I don't know how people do it paying themselves. Who has just like $4,000 lying around every semester? I don't. So I am very fortunate to say that my entire undergraduate degree was paid for through financial aid. But now, outside of, financial needs, let's get into the tips and tricks for how to be successful in college, because you're gonna want to know this one. I honestly think that the biggest thing and the biggest tip that is going to help you is to prepare and be organized. Now, what I mean by that is read through your classes early. I'm talking about as soon as you enroll in those classes, read the syllabus if it's available. If your college lets you know what textbooks you need, go get those right away. Little tip for me as well, I've actually never paid for a textbook. I think it's actually going to be this semester where I have to pay for my first ever collegiate textbook, and it's because I could not find the PDF free version of it. That's another tip for you guys. There is so many resources. You do not need to buy the book most of the time. In my experience, you do not need to buy the book unless it is a workshop book where you actually have to like write in it and like be on the computer, things like that. But most of the time, you do not need to buy a book. Okay, I don't want to get in trouble for this, but there are websites. Get your book. Another tip on how to prepare and stay organized throughout your entire semester, actually read your syllabus. I am always referring back to every single one of my syllabus, especially this semester. I'm in 4 classes. Every single week, I'm rereading the syllabus, looking at what we're going to be doing, looking at the course schedule, looking at the assignments. I don't want to be caught off guard, and I want to know exactly what I'm getting myself into. My issue with undergrad was I was not prepared. Once I got to a 4-year, I was kind of just like,
I could do the same thing as community college.
My experience in community college was a lot more strict, and I did a lot more coursework than when I got to a 4-year. Which is weird because they always typically people say like, oh, community college isn't like a real college, like blah blah blah. It's a real college, babe. You have transfer credits, you're going to that school, don't you worry, it is a real college. I have a lot of friends who also went to community college, and they said the same thing, that their community college experience and their coursework over there was harder, and the instructors expected more out of you in community college versus a 4-year university. Why? I'm not too sure. Maybe they don't like us, so they're like, please leave. No, I'm just kidding. We are still on number 1 of the tips. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, you guys. Another example of how to stay organized is utilizing your Apple or Google Calendar. Me personally, I'm a Google Calendar girly through and through. My entire life is on this freaking Google Calendar, you guys. Like, I have color coding. Most of that actually looked pink to you guys, but there's so many different colors. It's just there's so many things you guys can't even see. So for example, what I like to do is in my canvas, I do have color coding in here, and I like to pick a color, like a basic color, like pink, blue, red, green, purple for each class, and that way that color is associated with Canvas and on my Google Calendar. So it's visually aesthetically pleasing, and it just helps my brain remember what assignment is for which course. When you're prepping and you're reading your syllabus, get your Google Calendar open as well and start typing in those assignments. Start typing in what is due when, and set a reminder on your Google Calendar to remind you 7 days before. That way you can be like, okay, you know what? I need to start thinking about this. What is that assignment again? Refer back to the syllabus, because when the semester is like up and running and going and you have midterm after midterm after midterm, you are not going to remember what small little 5-point assignment is due the night before. Save yourself the headache and get as many points as possible, because we are trying to get a 3.5 or higher. We want to be on that dean's list. I don't know if it's 3.6. I was never on dean's list because I did not do these little hacks. Another thing on staying organized and kind of just like helping you out a little bit is getting to know your instructors. You know, you can always send them an email and just say, hey, I'm Katie, I'm in your Thursday blah 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 class, and I wish I went to more office hours, because they're there for you. They have office hours for a reason. Your instructors are there to support you, and closed mouths do not get fed. So make sure that you're using yours. No. So make sure that you are utilizing all of your resources. This is a big one that I actually did do in undergrad. Number 2, make friends in every single one of your classes. Now, are these gonna be your best friends? Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe this is just gonna be a classmate friend who you sit next to, you take notes with, you study group with. But having at least one person in this class will help you tremendously. You guys can also act as a support system within just that small little class. For me, I always just talked to the person who I sat next to. It was typically a girl, just because I feel a little bit more comfortable talking to women, as I am one myself. But I would always ask her, like, hey, like, what's your name? Like, my name's Katie. A lot of collegiate work, you're doing a lot of group work, which sucks, because like so many people are like, oh my god, I don't want to do group work, blah blah blah. You're gonna have to do it. Get used to it. Another pro tip that I would always like implement in my undergrad and kind of in my grad school era right now, I would always ask them like, hey, like, do you have the book? Did you get the book already? And a lot of them would be like, oh yeah, I have a PDF. So I'm like, oh, can you send it over to me? And they'd always be like, of course, yeah. So they'd send it over. And my last little point on making friends in each one of your classes, I touched a little bit on it, but also being that support system. I know for me, college can feel very lonely, and being first generation, you can't really ask your family because they don't know where you're coming from. They don't really know what experiences you're going through, but the people around you, your peers, also know. There are so many people who are also first generation college students, and they're feeling the exact same way as you. And honestly, they don't have to be first generation. They can just be a peer who is also just feeling the same exact way as you, and now you have a buddy and you guys have this same commonality to kind of just like talk about it and debrief. This is another thing too that I forgot to mention. If you do happen to miss class, which I recommend you don't do because you are paying to be there, this is not a mandatory thing, so make sure that you go to those classes, because otherwise you're wasting like $150 each class. Do you want to be wasting that each class? No. But of course, things do happen, and if you do have to miss class, you have a buddy that will take notes, and if there's an assignment due or whatever, they can let you know. Moving on to my third thing that I wish that I knew, interact with your class. Participate in all of your classes. I promise you, I know it's intimidating at first to be that first person, or even like on that first day, one of the people to speak to the instructor, but it'll make you a so much better student if you just raise your hand, or if you engage in the conversation, or you ask questions, anything like that. It's going to make your experience way better. There has never been a time that I have been in a classroom, somebody has raised their hand, asked a question, and another person has thought, oh my gosh, like I also had the same question, like I'm also kind of confused. And I've been that person. I'm like, I don't want to ask the question because I don't want to seem dumb. It definitely depends on how your instructor makes your classroom environment. You are also responsible for that as well as your classmates. Everyone kind of needs to come together as a little group and just really enjoy this time that you have together, because you'll never have that experience again. Well, you'll never have to take this class again because you've already passed it. Just enjoy the time that you're there. Really be present, and again, participate in class. Just be really present and be grateful that you were given the opportunity to be in that classroom, to be at that university, to be at that community college, and just being there, because not a lot of people do. And I feel like sometimes we take this for granted. Okay guys, this is my fifth and final, I don't know if I said the other one right, but this is my fifth and final tip for students. Kind of going back to being organized and utilizing that Google Calendar. Whatever I said a couple minutes ago, we're going back to that. You need to designate time for studying. I don't care if you study for 6 hours. I don't care if you study for 3 hours. You need to designate time, block it off in your calendar, and you need to treat it, studying, as part of a job. You're never going to get better if you do not study. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, in my undergrad, I didn't really study. As a graduate student, I am wishing that I implemented these good habits as an undergraduate student, because let me tell you, studying for this long hurts my brain sometimes, and that's okay. I need a little bit of a break, and that's okay. That's just who I am. That's how I learn. But this has really helped me as I've gotten older, and just me as a student in general. It's helped me be more disciplined. Me personally, I set aside time for absolutely everything. On my calendar, you will see wake up for the gym, going to the gym, driving home from the gym, you know, getting ready for work, going to work. That is all blocked off because I know I cannot be doing anything else other than whatever that little block says in that calendar. I even have my classes blocked off because I know that is not time that I have free. So what I do every week to stay prepared, organized, and, you know, bettering myself, I look over my syllabus and I write down on my iPad what readings I need to do for the week and what assignments are coming up. That way I can kind of see how many pages I need to read. And let me tell you, it's a lot in graduate school, okay? I'm actually like drowning a little bit. I wouldn't even use the word drowning because I'm afloat right now because girl, I am on top of it. But I am going to say, you know, with the semester getting started, I am getting a little nervous because there's a lot of reading, but it won't be a lot of reading if you split it up within the time frame. My issue was always,
oh, it's like 20 pages and I only have until tomorrow. Like, I'm not gonna do it.
Why wouldn't you do it? Come on now. I don't know if you guys know this, but you don't have to read every single page. You don't have to read every single word. Just skim through, read it back. Also take notes while you're reading, so that way you have something to refer back to. That's what I do. Personally, using this little method, I'm able to provide myself a cushion, and I can visually see like, okay, I do have time for this, that, and a third. I need to be disciplined, and this is not forever. This is temporary. If you're in a semester system or even a quarter system, this is how much you have to do it for versus your whole life. You know what I mean? Like, not even that. It's just like this little tiny part of your whole life. Stay disciplined and you will thank yourself later. That was not number 5. This was number 4. Oh my God. This is my final tip for you guys. And this is kind of a big one. Make time for yourself. Designate time for yourself. What I mean by this is try to do something for yourself every single day. How I mentioned in our other tip, you know, blocking off time so that way you can study, things like that. You need to block off time to do something for yourself. I try to do something for myself every single day, so that way when I go to sleep at night, I'm not feeling burnt out. It might have only been for an hour, but I did something for myself. Some things that I personally do to help with my mental health, my physical health, I go to the gym. Now, I go to the gym at 5 in the morning almost every single day during the week. Is this actually insane? Yes. Is this actually necessary? Yes. For me personally, I just feel so much better when I'm at the gym and I know that I did my workout and I got all sweaty and, you know, like I pushed myself. And to me, the gym, it's such like a safe space. I feel like, especially with my headphones, like I have the Apple over the head Pro Max Air phones. You know which one I'm talking about.
What? Bro, what are you talking about?
Whenever I go to the gym, I lock those babies in. I put on the noise cancellation and I swear it's just me. I'm crying because of the pain. Not really, because don't do that. But I'm pushing myself. I know that this is an activity that I enjoy, and I started off my day doing something for myself. I read somewhere only 1 hour of your day is 4% of your day, and if you can't even give yourself 4%, you're setting yourself up for failure. That's how my mindset is, and I would like to thank my old trainer Kiana for that. She really got me into the habit of going at 5 a.m. and honestly it changed my life, because going at 5 a.m. is so nice. It's still cold out. Not a lot of people truly go at 5 a.m. so that means most of the machines that you want to use, they will be accessible to you. I feel so good mentally. I feel like I have a more clear head in the morning, and I just like start off the day like, yes, I feel so productive. I feel so good. I can't talk enough about the gym. I live, laugh, love her. That's one way that I make time for myself. Another way that I truly make time for myself is I go and walk my dog. With my schedule this semester, it's a little bit harder. I can't take her on a walk every single day because I do have evening and nighttime classes, but I try my hardest because not only is it good for her health, it's good for my health again. So I try to always walk her. And honestly, a little hot girl walk never hurt anybody. It's so fun. Again, I put my headphones on and me and my girl are just walking. Very cutesy, very fun. I'm so excited. I want you guys to comment down below, what are some things you guys do, even if you're not a student, to decompress? I would love to read your comments in below and we can talk about it, and hopefully we have some things in common. I know that we talked about so many different things, but I just want to bring it back and let's talk about the 5 main key points. Number 1, stay prepared and organized. That way your future self will quite literally want to come back and hug your guts. Number 2, make friends in your classes. Everything is more fun with a friend, and you only really need one to have a good time. Number 3, participate in your classes. You're paying for them, you might as well get a good experience. Number 4, designate study time. Studying is just as important as showing up to class. And the last one, number 5, make time for yourself. Again, you guys, don't forget to comment down below what things you do to decompress from your everyday life. I really hope that this video was helpful for you guys, and if it was, I would love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for being here, and if you like more videos like this, make sure to let me know in the comments below, subscribe, and like this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!